Welcome to Pressing Matters. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Now, Pressing Matters is a show about vinyl, whether I'm interviewing somebody, going to a record store, showing you my collection, and just talking about vinyl. That's what you're going to get on Pressing Matters. Now, in this episode, I got the homegirl, Loni, and this was a wonderful conversation. She put me on to some music. I love talking about music. This was just an overall dope conversation. Like, I'm a little introverted. People don't know that, and this gets me out of my shell a little bit. I love talking music. I love talking vinyl. And this was just a wonderful conversation. So check it out. And I'll be back with another episode pretty soon. Peace.
Okay. So do you have an album that you think everybody should have on vinyl? Anybody who collects vinyl? Yeah.
Yes, and it's probably the most basic answer, but you really can't deny a classic. So I'm going to say it's Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's so basic, but honestly, like these are some of my favorite tracks. Lady in My Life, I will never get tired of that song. It's one of my favorite songs. And I feel like it's relatively easy to obtain. So I think both accessibility and for like the classicness of it, I feel like everybody should have this. No question in my mind.
Yeah, you can get that pretty much anywhere too. You can get it at like Walmart, Target. Well, I ain't going
literally anywhere.
Yeah.
Used, new, like it's accessible, it's inexpensive when it comes to like some of these newer albums, and it's a classic. Like I honestly feel like this is a foundational album for anybody's collection.
Yeah. The album, like also like you can get the album for I paid probably $14 for it.
Yeah, I paid I want to say 8 or 10.
Yeah, you can
You
get
can't
it.
beat it.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
expensive. Like
exactly. So yeah.
yeah, that's a good one though. Like I know people be like, "Oh, it's cliche." Yeah, it's a good album. I don't care.
Like I'm sorry,
It's a
what?
classic.
So what if everybody has it? That's the point. Everyone should have it. It's
Yeah.
accessible, it's cheap, it's a good album.
I can't believe
Like
I can't believe they said who was it? Lady in My Life is not a good song. They said it's the worst song on there. I don't know.
yeah, somebody said, who was that? Rolling
Rolling
Stones.
Stones.
I'm not, I'm not worried about what they got to say.
I always thought that was the best song on the album. So I was like,
It, it's a sleeper track. It's a sleeper track on the album. But yeah.
but do you I guess what is the most valuable album you have in your collection? And I should have clarified a little bit because
Uh,
I'm like, how are you going to take valuable? Are you going to take it as cost or valuable to you? So you can take that either way because
okay, I'm glad you said that. So I add to Discogs, right? And so Discogs will assign an approximate value, a high, medium, and low, right? And I don't typically pay attention to that because I don't collect for value, right? However, I recently just picked up two Betty Davis albums, and I was inspired to pick up the Betty Davis albums due to Beyonce's like listed influences for this 3 album run, right? And so when I came across them, I was like, it's a no-brainer. Like, let me see what they're about. And so when I looked up the value of the two that I have, they run anywhere from between like I think on the low end 16, one of them goes up to like 133, probably for mint. And then the other one was like between 30 and 179. And had recently sold like yesterday, I think, for like $99.
oh shit.
So yeah, they're pretty valuable. She's very influential, and I still have not actually gotten to listen to these yet, but I'm excited. Um, because she looks like a bad bitch. I don't know if we can cuss on here,
You
but
can
she's
cut.
a bad bitch. So I'm excited to listen to these. There is inherent value to it, and I love collecting Black women that I see, especially because I'm always digging in the bargain bins. So anytime I see a Black woman, like I'll do a quick like Spotify listen, a cute track, see if I like their
Mhm.
sound, and then I'll just buy it anyway. Because I'm a lover of music. So
Yeah,
uh,
I get
yeah,
that. I'm getting to the point too where I'm like, I mean, I've been doing this. Now I'm starting to look at like the credits even more and be like, all right, you sample this person. I don't know who this is. I'm gonna go find them now. And if the
that's
album
smart.
cover is dope too, I ain't gonna lie. If it's like an old album from like the 70s and it's black people and it look dope, I'm probably gonna buy it.
100%.
I'm probably gonna buy it.
100%. Matter of fact, that's what I did with Thelma Houston because I had never heard of Thelma Houston. and I ran into the album. I think it's called Sunflowers. It's yellow and it's so yellow. And she's just on there in this like little suit and she got this afro. And I was like, oh, let me find out about Miss Houston. Then I listened to a couple tracks and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take that. It was
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
You can find some good artists like that. Like that's like I found what's it, Randy Crawford. Well, one my friend kept talking about this album, Raw Silk. He kept talking about it, and then I was like, you know what? I just was looking. I saw the cover. I was like, I like this. Listen to
Yeah.
the album. Great, great
That's how
album.
it goes. That's the joy of digging, right? It's like, yeah, you can have those recommendations, but some of it is just like that random stuff that you find.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really is about connecting with the artwork. I do think that the cover art and even like the sleeve art is some of the most important pieces of the art of the actual album.
Yeah,
So I'll collect it just for that. Like you said, it's you can pick up an album for any reason.
and some artists too. Like even like Stevie Wonder. I don't need to listen to it. I'm buying off of just strength of Stevie Wonder.
Period. Exactly.
Stevie Wonder.
Exactly.
Like, Stevie. I know there's gonna be at least 3 or 4 songs, and I'm like, this is a classic.
100%.
I go
100.
off of
Same with
that.
Barry. It's a couple people. Temptations. I haven't even gotten through their discography, but I'm get it. I'm get it. Because for $1 to $3, what am I? Why am I hesitating?
That's
You
what I'm
know?
saying. I spend more
Yeah.
on food. I'm like, I can spend $2.
Listen, that
I'm
is always my reasoning. Like I have gotten a bad Uber Eats order and spent more money than this. Like
yeah.
it's yeah.
I've got food the wrong orders, spent way more money. I'm like, I can spend a little bit. That's also a
Exactly.
problem though sometimes because I'm running out of space. I'm looking at it right now. I got, I got like no space to put myself. I'm almost I gotta buy like new storage, which I'm not looking forward to buying because they are expensive.
They are. Now, I will say I am also out of space. And I am looking at Facebook Marketplace because I feel like so many people get rid of calyxes for cheap that I'm just going to buy it secondhand. Like, I cannot be bothered to buy it brand new, but that is
Yeah.
me.
I'm not buying
So,
nothing brand new as far as the storage because I know people I live in like a college town too.
oh,
So
yeah.
them kids about to move pretty soon. Literally this month. I'm about to
Literally, I want to say literally this month. Yeah.
I'm about
Yeah.
to be buying some stuff up.
Exactly. Don't
We're
even
about
worry about
we're gonna come up. I'm waiting. The graduation is soon, so
it.
uh,
Yeah.
all right. So do you have an album that you or actually give me multiple albums that you wish were pressed on vinyl? Because there's a lot for me too. So I'm curious to know which albums you want.
So I really only have one off the top of my head, and it's Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar. Now,
Mm.
I do know that there are unofficial pressings out there, and they are expensive. And I'm just not at that point in my collecting yet that I want to drop that kind of money. I'm just not there yet. So that is the only one that I'm like really feeding for that I have not been able to find on vinyl. Um, because I personally, and I'll just like have a little story about how I collect. It's like I just let things find me. Like I don't really go out looking for a specific album.
Mhm.
I just like to dig. I set my budget for the day, and whatever finds me finds me. So there aren't a lot of albums that I've gone looking for to say like, oh, it's not on vinyl. But I do know that Section 80 is not on vinyl. And I would like to own Kendrick's entire discography. So yeah.
I bought Section 80 I'm in California, so I got it
Oh
a bootleg
yeah,
of it obviously because it's not pressed. I got it for 32, I think counting tax.
that's not bad.
But the thing is like I'm in Cali, so they're like people are pressing it. Like um I can't wait to that's my favorite Kendrick album. Like
Mhm.
it's my favorite album from his. I need that to be released officially. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy it. I don't know why they're waiting,
you
to be
got
honest.
to. I'm like, he must not have the rights to it because like out here, I've seen it for 80. And that's why I was like, I'm just
80?
not at that point. Yeah, exactly. I'm not at that point in my collecting journey. I just cannot imagine. You know how many records I can get for $80? Love
I don't
Kendrick
think
down, do. But I can't do it.
I
I
don't think I
can't.
I don't think I've ever bought a record. I think the most I've ever paid was 50. And even then, it was it was hard to buy. Oh, it was
Who
Beyonce.
was it?
It was
I was gonna say, like,
Beyonce.
who was it? Okay.
I was like, I can say who it is. It's Beyonce. I'm acting like
Yeah, yes.
I paid 50 for Beyonce. But I
Of
was
course.
like, that shit came with booklets, posters, like
Yeah,
it's Beyonce.
exactly.
So I said, you
Exactly.
know what? That was worth it. That was worth it.
Yeah, I'll pay 50 for Beyonce all day. There are very few people that I will. Like even my first and only record store day purchase was only $25 before
Really?
taxes and shipping. Yeah. And I just got my first record store day album this year, and it was the Leanne La Havas because it had never been pressed
Oh
in the
yeah.
US.
And I looked for it. I saw you had it. I said, what? I didn't see that. And I went to the record store on record store day and
Mhm.
I forgot it was record store day. We were in Chicago. Just like
Mm.
we were on the literally me and my friends went to Chicago. Didn't even think about it. Went to the record store day and I was like, I didn't even the line for like the group looking at the record store day releases, I was like, that's too long. I'm not even dealing with that.
I'm mad at you.
But I
And I
got some good
wasn't
stuff.
going to go. You got, what did you get?
I got dinner party for $16. Um yeah,
$16?
yeah. I got it for $16.
Please.
I got Jungle. Damn, I'm trying to think off the top
Mm.
of my head. Who else did I get? I got an MF Doom record. Damn, I bought something else. I forgot the other record. But I got that. The record store I went to, I think it's called Hyde Park.
Oh
I,
yeah, I'm familiar with that. I've gotten a couple records at Hyde Park.
yeah, that they had. If we would have went there first, I would have spent so much money. I'm kind of glad we
Hmm.
didn't.
Hmm.
Because I needed to control myself. I was like, oh, I'm getting
They
all
got
this.
everything. They got everything. It's insane.
Yeah, they had records. Because I have like magazines. Like I'm trying to get like the Ebony magazines, the Jet magazines, all those magazines. They had so
Mhm.
many. I was like, oh, you can't. You gotta chill. If I lived in Chicago, I probably would have so much stuff. It's kind of good that I
Chicago
don't.
has a lot of dope places, a lot of dope listening
Hmm.
rooms. Like when it comes to record collecting, I do love Chicago. You can't
Chicago's
miss.
Chicago is yeah, we was there for 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. And I was like, man, I can live in this city. I can live in
What
this.
everybody say?
I didn't live through the cold, so maybe I need to go back in like when it's cold.
Yeah, let me know.
Because I'm from Cali. We don't do the
When it
cold.
get below -30 and then you still
Yeah,
expected to go to work in school, you let me know how that works out. Because I
yeah.
was there for 5 years, baby, and I had to go. And, and I'm from Ohio, so I know cold,
Oh,
but even that was too much for me. I had to go.
Chicago's worse than Ohio?
Yeah, because I'm from Central Ohio, right? So like people in Cleveland feel the same way, as Chicago. But being from Central Ohio, it wasn't as cold. We didn't get as much snow, but I got tired of getting stuck in my garage, couldn't get out the alleyway. It was too cold. It was great for 9 months out of the year. And don't get me wrong, I love Chicago now. Great city, wonderful city. But the weather, I couldn't do it. Couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
I mean, I know if I leave California, granted, I live in the Bay Area. The Bay Area weather is not like Southern California where I'm actually from.
Right.
Um, but like I know if I go anywhere else, the weather's not going to be like as good. You just gotta understand that. But I don't know. I want to move to a place where I'm around more black people. Just I don't really care to sugarcoat that. I want to
Mhm.
be around black people. There's black people in the Bay Area, but they're all in like one location.
Yeah.
I want to be around. We spread out in the state. I can go anywhere and feel comfortable.
Well, I'm in Baltimore. And the DMV is very, very black.
I know. I used to go to DC every year. I've been to DC a lot of times
So why don't you want to move to the East Coast?
because I work in education
Heard,
and the jobs don't be paying.
heard. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. I hear you.
That's
Yes.
why I'm in the Bay Area because I get paid enough where I'm like, yeah, I can deal with it. It
Yeah.
honestly, that's probably the only reason why I'm still here because all my work experience is in education. I'm 32. They had to think about it. So I
Hmm.
10 years I've been working in education. I haven't worked in anything else.
Wow.
So it's like if I move, it's kind of like starting over. And I'm like, do I want to do that again? Like that's the thing, because
I get
I
that.
will move.
Yeah.
I'm ready. California is my rent's expensive,
Oh, I already know.
so
I already know. You couldn't pay me to live out in California. And I know you can get paid handsomely in California, but I can't do it. It'd be a little too much going on over there. I can't.
California, it's a lot. I I think a lot of people too, though, they think because they see like the negative stuff. I'm like, it's not really as bad as people like make it seem. It's
Mhm.
just you black, so you like the stuff you're gonna experience, you experience anywhere. You,
True. I'm
it,
not even talking about that. I'm talking about the environment. It's mudslides, earthquakes,
oh,
the wildfires, baby. It's too much going on over there.
I'm used to that. I'm used to like a little earthquake, a little
No,
3.4. That ain't nothing.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am Midwestern. I did not. The most we had to deal with was a tornado every now and again. I did not have time to be fooling with no earthquakes, droughts, and mudslides. It's too much going on. It's too much going
You
on.
know what though? The DMV, the weather, when I went, the last time I went, y'all had them damn cicadas.
Yeah.
I was like, this is loud. This is too much. Much for me, you know. But
There are trade-offs.
I like DC. I've only been to Baltimore once. Um, and we went to like some museum and to eat. So I didn't even like explore like Baltimore. But I've been to
Okay.
DC plenty of times. Virginia a couple times. Obviously Maryland, because like it's literally right there. It's right across the street,
Yeah.
basically. You can
Yeah.
walk.
Literally.
You can literally walk
Literally.
there. So,
Yeah.
but I thought about DC. When I was in school, I was trying to go to Howard, to be honest, but
Oh wow.
Howard is a little too expensive. I'd have to pay them out-of-state fees.
Mm-hmm.
I barely afford college in California. I had to take out a loan in California.
Correct.
It was gonna cost me like I think it was like 40,000 or something like that.
A year?
Yeah, because I would have to move and like out-of-state fees, and I was like, hell no.
No.
We're good in
No.
California. I'll go to a state school.
Yeah, 100%. 40K is a lot.
It's Howard is expensive.
It is.
It's
It
expensive.
is.
But
But shout out to them. Shout out to Howard. No
shout out to
shade.
them. My cousins
Because
went
you know,
there though. My cousins
no
went. They got
shade.
scholarships. Shout out to them. What they say? HU, HU. I don't know if I can
Uh,
say it,
the
but
real HU,
the
as they
real
like to
HU.
say. Or is it Hampton that says they're the real HU? Who knows, child? Don't get me involved.
Most of the people I'll say this. Most of the people I know from Hampton, I'm not a fan of theirs.
Oh,
So that's all we're gonna leave it at that. Because I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems with
that's
them.
why I say, hey, no shade. Don't come from me.
But it's, I'll try to. All right. So if you can have dinner with any artist from like you own a vinyl from, who would
Okay.
it be?
All right. So I'm using this because it's the only album that's technically theirs. It's not theirs. So Janelle Monáe is the
Mm,
artist that I would like to have dinner with because they are so inclusive. And I feel like every album of theirs, any project that they've been involved in, just feels so inclusive and like such a good time. And they know how to dress, period. And I love a woman who can step. I love a person who can step, you know? So Janelle Monáe is definitely the person. And I also got some questions about what's going on with Wonderland Records. Because not only did I get this album, I attended the initial concert in Atlanta when y'all launched. And I'm just trying to figure out where everybody's out. Janelle, where is everybody?
yeah. Ain't no, I don't see none of them out.
None of that, not even Saint Beauty was there for a little bit. Jadena seems like he's doing his own little side thing. I don't know what's going on with that. But Deep Cotton, crickets. Roman Gin author, crickets. Where is everybody at? I need to know. I'm a little upset about this rollout. But yeah, so Janelle Monáe.
I would love to have dinner with her too. For a different reason, I'm sure of it, but she is a bad. That is one fine. So,
It is. It
mm,
is.
I
Like
just,
everything about her.
I'll get nervous. I don't get nervous. I think
Uh-huh.
I would get nervous a bit. I'd be like, hi, 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 cause that
hmm
confidence too. I'm like, yeah,
Off the meter, a silent confidence too. Because like you don't hear a lot from her. She don't say a lot, but she be outside, and a lot is said about her being outside. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So like, I just love her as a person and how she presents herself, and it's been consistent for years. And I love her discography. So of course we're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about style. We're gonna talk about her record company. A couple things.
Where the release is at. That's what we want to know. Where
And
the
we know you have a
albums
flourishing career, but
when
what's
when
going
they
on?
dropped. I was like, oh, this is about to be like we about to get a rollout, bam, 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 bam. Cause that when that EP or whatever dropped, like it had Jadena's like Classic Man,
Yep,
and he had the remix to it. Like they had the rollout. I was like, you literally got hits from all the artists on the where the albums,
exactly.
you know.
Exactly. And then had them as opening acts for which Dirty Computer. I think that was the last concert I saw. They were opening acts on Dirty Computer. So I was like, okay, something's coming. Nothing came. I'm confused. So yeah.
Cause I saw her. Well, she was a guest. She was a surprise guest. Who was it that I saw? I forgot who I saw. She was a surprise guest, and I was like, "Oh wow, she finer in person." Like I was like, "You fine," but in person, I said, "Oh yeah, nah, I can't handle that. I'll do some dumb stuff." That's the type to get me to do some dumb stuff. The card will be slid. Here you go. Get what you want. She got more money than me, and I'll still max my card out.
Correct. You can have it all, baby. You can have it
Can have
all.
it all. We were just
Mm-hmm.
talking about her because we were talking about the Met Gala at work.
Uh,
Me and the students were going through it. I don't know why we were talking about her outfit. I said, see, the confidence to pull that off. I was like, not a regular person could do that. That is
100. And I already knew. I already knew when they announced that the theme was dandyism. I was like, oh, Janelle done. I did not question that outfit at all. I was like, oh, Janelle's gonna kill it.
she's gonna be on theme.
One,
A lot of people were not on theme.
I was disappointed. The lack of color, the lack of creativity. Some of the outfits were ill fit. But don't talk about me. I got on a Fashion Nova shirt that's split in half. You know what I'm saying? I don't have too much room to talk. However, you know, some
I
things can.
just I expected more. I don't know. I as a black person, I'm happy of the theme, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was like, they're not gonna execute this the right way. The Met Gala, and then you got all them whites like trying to like they're not gonna execute this the right way. And then they're gonna
Yeah,
do something offensive. I'm pretty sure somebody gonna do something. I'm just like,
correct.
so
Yeah. I think they did well. I think I was glad to see that nobody stepped out of bounds. However, I just think there was a lack of creativity. And I think more people leaned into the super fine tailoring than the true dandyism. And that's where I was a little disappointed. But what can we ask for? We're lucky that we even got the thing.
that's
Amen.
what I'm saying. That's nobody. They didn't take a risk either. Like I'm like, take a risk. I understand why some people were scared because they like, even though I don't think cancel culture is a real thing, because I'm like, they don't cancel you for real. I'm like, oh, y'all scared to take a risk. Like, take a risk. It's okay.
Exactly. You literally had permission. It was the thing
It's literally the only time that we're like, hey, this is the one and only time, and you
to
messed
show
up.
your black ass,
Like,
please.
but you never know.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the money goes for the Met Gala, to be honest.
I'm not even going to pretend to know, but I do know that some people were petitioning or hopeful that some of the money raised this year would go towards Black causes.
Oh,
Uh, right. Specifically Black queer causes, because there is a lot of Black queer influence in dandyism. And that is the extent of my knowledge. Don't get me up here on no soapbox that ain't mine, okay? But yeah, so I don't know where it goes. Hopefully we'll hear something positive from it, but
I always wondered, like, when they be doing these, like, I'm like, okay, where's this money going, though? Like,
yeah.
you know, I'm in the Bay, so I can say some things about, but I'm gonna let that stay off air because I don't get in trouble. But
Right.
like a lot of fake activism I see. That's all. A lot of fake activism. It is crazy to see it. Um,
I don't doubt it.
yeah, it's being out here when like Black Lives Matter was like really big.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, a lot of y'all are seeming like y'all down for the cause. And I'm like, but I know you're in real life. And I know how you just profiled me. So
Oh,
let's just stop. I hate it. I hate it. I hated that shit so much.
that is an interesting take because I didn't know anything about it.
There was a lot of people who would like say these things because it was like a cool thing to do. Like it was like
Naturally.
trendy. So people were like having their shirts. But like even here though, people were like capitalizing off of it. You have people like, which I have a huge problem with when it's like a white person selling. I don't know. It feels weird selling Black Lives Matter merch and like mask and all this stuff. Whether you are like supporting the cause, I'm like, this feels weird because you're like capitalizing off
Yeah.
it. You're getting money off of like our pain. A lot,
100%.
a lot of that here. A lot of it. A lot of fake activism here.
That's crazy.
And there's also like the great history we have here, like Black Panthers and everything like that. But there's also a lot of like fake allies, like, and you see it, you just see it, and you're like, oh, I can tell. I can tell. It's sad. But
Yeah.
it's yeah, you deal with a lot of fake stuff here.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
Cause yeah, it's different. Like I've been to other places. Um, when you go to other states, cause like here, like the people they like hide. They're like fake happy, fake nice. When you go to like other places, they mean to you. I like it personally. I like this upfront. I like the upfrontness. Like, hey, I don't rock with you. You know I don't
Yeah.
rock with you. Don't come over here.
Right.
We went to I went to Dreamville a few years ago, and there were some parts of North Carolina. I was like, oh, I know I'm not supposed to be here. It's right in our face. Like they have flags, the Confederate flags.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, I'm from Ohio. So I keep trying to tell people that I'm used to a different type of person. They are very specifically branded, and you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It's still a little bit more under wraps than some other states, but you very much know. You know what you're dealing with.
The South is like that's why like people always talk crazy about the South. I'm like, at least they like honest. Like I still don't like racists, like, but I'm like, at least they don't let me like think that they're going to be nice, and then I come in their establishment and they don't serve me for like an hour. I'm just sitting there, you know. They
Exactly.
let you know like we don't want you here, don't come here. It's like cool, won't get my dollars. I
100%.
gladly accept that. I won't be there. You won't see me.
Hmm.
That's like we have a lot of sundown towns in California. People
I
don't
did
know
not know
about. People
that.
don't know about. I'm telling you, people think California. They think LA. They think
Yeah.
San Francisco and Oakland. Like they don't think any other parts. There's some sundown towns. Like there's this place called Santee. Um, I remember I was up to some shenanigans. I'm not gonna lie. Me and my I was
Oh,
in college, and we went to this town, and they told us, "Hey, you need to get out of here." We were getting gas. You need to be out of here. Y'all gotta go. Like y'all gotta go. It's like, oh, like they were helping us out. They're like, nah, I get a little.
yeah.
I was like, oh, thank you.
I'm glad they told you.
Anaheim. Let me hear. I'm sitting here naming the cities. There are some parts of California that it's a little clansy. A little.
I would have never guessed. I have never heard anything about sundown
It's
towns
because
in California.
they don't talk about it because like we have like such big cities like LA is the amount of times people be like, oh, you must like you're from LA. I'm like, nope, I'm not.
Yes. California big as hell. That is
Nope.
not the only place.
Like I'm from San Diego County.
Right.
We not even nope. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. Like I have friends who'll come into town and they'll be like, hey, I'm in LA. I'm like, I'm 7 hours away from you, so have fun. I'm not coming
Right.
down. Have fun. I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you. They're like, oh, I thought we could hang out. You are a whole nother side of the state.
Like I'm confused. Like, do people not remember what California looks like on a map?
People
Because
don't
I be
People do not like the amount of times people like even like people who from social media they'll be like, "Hey, I'm in California." They'll like DM me. I'm like, "Oh, where you at?" "Oh, I'm in LA." "Oh, have fun." I'm not coming.
right.
You in
Right.
like I'm an hour from San Francisco. So
Okay.
I'm like you near me, I'll go an hour to come I'll pull up,
Yeah.
But I'm not going to LA. No. No.
Mm-mm.
People
There's not no
don't
hop, skip, and a jump
hell
at
no.
all.
That's a flight.
Right.
That's a flight. I'm closer to another state than I am to LA.
Right.
So I'm like,
Uh-uh.
I'm closer to Nevada.
Okay. Okay. So I can kind of understand where you're at now. Because
Yeah.
I've been to Oakland.
Okay.
So yeah. So I think I get, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can get to Nevada probably quicker than LA, especially because LA traffic. Yeah. Like that's why people are always shocked. Like I'm like, nah. I rarely go home to San Diego because it's so far. It's not close.
Yeah.
That's a drive. It's a
You
road.
drive it?
I fly.
I was about to say, I'm like, I hope you're not driving that.
I, I'm trying to move to a place where you can just get. That's why I like Chicago. You get on the train. You ain't gotta do nothing. Just get on the train,
Yep.
pay a little fee. Cool.
And the train is the best way to go in Chicago because that traffic ain't no joke. No.
We got on that train. I was like, we should have did like because the first couple of days we were getting Ubers. We got on that train the last day. I was like, man, we could have did this. We saved so much money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, it's a
Yeah.
walkable city. I like Chicago. I need to visit in the winter. That's my plan. My plan is to
Yeah.
visit in the winter and see if I actually like it in the winter, if I can handle it. If I can handle the
Go
cold.
in February.
Yeah, I want
February is the worst month. Go to February.
February.
February. Go in February. Because I'm telling you, that is the dead of winter. That is a go in February.
Yeah, we went in April and like we had like
Mhm.
the sun was out. I said, this shit is amazing. Sun's
Mhm.
out, everybody outside. I'm like, I like this. I like this. There was though a lot of cops.
Yeah.
A lot of cops. I said,
Yeah.
oh, y'all policing this area like crazy. Y'all can't tell me this is definitely it's a little racist.
Oh, hella racist. Chicago is segregated as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is ridiculous. We went
Hmm.
to we went to we went to a liquor store and there was like three cops right on the corner. We walked a couple steps, three more cops, and they just sitting there talking, not doing their job because and I'm like, this is crazy though. And I'm like,
Hmm.
and then you go in the liquor store and they got security in there. I'm like, bro, they don't need you. The cops is right there.
Right.
Three of them
First
outside.
line of defense.
I'm glad you get your paper. There's three outside. Even if somebody was to steal and get out, there's cops waiting.
Right.
And this is 9 o'clock at night. We're at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't even do nothing. Like,
They don't stop people from trying, but yeah, Chicago is heavily policed.
yeah,
Heavily policed.
I did not realize that until we visited. I said, oh, there's cops everywhere,
Hmm.
everywhere. And then like you get to like the touristy areas and there's not as much. And I'm like, hmm.
Hmm. Or in northern parts of the city, but you know.
So I'm like, hmm. You can see it like, you just see it. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like this is what they be talking about. And I'm like,
Yeah.
too many police. That's my only critique. Too many police. Because the areas I want to go to, there's where
Hmm.
all the police are.
Yeah, 'cause that's where all the black people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
I'm like, ew, it's disgusting. The amount of police. It's disgusting.
hmm.
But all right, I'm gonna ask the last question. This is always a hard question. It's hard for me too. Um,
Okay.
if you're on a desert island and you get 5 albums from your collection, what are
Uh-huh.
those 5 albums and why? Because I'm curious to know. I love
Ah,
people's
okay.
reasoning.
Yes. So I will say if you ask me next week, it'll probably be a different 5 albums. But right now, today, with what I currently own, I'm gonna start with Shaka Khan, and it's the I Feel For You album.
Mm,
Because this is such a, again, like, you already know, it's such a feel-good album. Like I really started to appreciate Shaka Khan once I like really ramped up my collecting. And this so far has been my favorite album by her. It's a good like mood lifter. It's a great cleaning record. It's just great, you know. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's it. It's Shaka. Like there's
yeah.
nothing else to know. You know what I'm saying? So that's that one. And then see, I feel like these are all so basic now. But okay, so Sade's Promise.
It don't matter. These are great albums. All right. You know what I'm saying?
They
These
are
are
great
great albums.
albums. They are. They are great albums. But again, nothing but bangers on this album. Like a true no skip album. I love her voice. My family lovingly calls her Forehead. So forehead. So forehead is definitely one of my favorites, just off of the tone of her voice. And I don't know, it just makes me feel so sultry. So I'm sure there's going to be some times on that desert island where I just need to reconnect with myself, and I feel like this is one of those albums.
Do you like
um,
that? Is that your favorite album from her?
yes, this is
Okay.
my favorite album from her. What
Okay.
about you? What's your favorite from
I
her?
like Diamond Live.
Close second. I also own Diamond Life. Close second.
So
Close
that
second.
that one has that one, yeah. Because Your Love Is King is that might be my favorite Sade song. So that's probably, yeah.
I'm not judging. It's a great song, but is it a crime?
She's you know what too? What I learned over the pandemic, I didn't know Sade was a band. I keep telling people and that I didn't know that. I was like, that's a band? Because
No, same.
I was like, what? And people are like, you didn't know that? I'm like, all right, y'all know everything. Sorry.
No, because why? Just like I didn't think that Pretty Ricky, well, until we saw them. Like I wouldn't hear the name Pretty Ricky and think that we were talking about four men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, relax. Let's all relax now. Let's stop. Let's not. And they only ever show her like, yeah, she has a live band, but how am I supposed to know that they were all together?
You would never know because like unless you're going there and seeing her perform, like
Exactly. And I was a baby growing up on her music. I just happened to stick around for it. Sorry. I so yeah, no. So that's number two. Number three, and I recently fell in love with this album, is Minnie Riperton's Adventures in Paradise.
hmm.
Um, I I don't know. Like this is another perfect album. Let me not get the name of the song wrong. Baby, This Love I Have. This song is it's so sexy. I'm a true lover girl. So let me also start there. That is like the epitome of a lover girl song, right? Because even as I done picked up this, now I'm hearing the song in my head. I love a good, sultry, sexy, feminine, well orchestrated song. I don't know. Like, but there
Hmm.
are a lot of good tracks on this album. And I love the album art. The inner sleeve art is dope too. Like, so this is one of those albums where I appreciate the art just as much as I do the album. Um, and Minnie's voice is just,
She had a great voice. She had a great voice.
like there's so much to be said about her voice. And also I recently learned that this was a real lion. Um, and so that was also a cool fact to learn.
A real lion. She had a real
It was a
lion.
real lion. Yeah, she shot it with a real lion. So that was cool to learn. So yeah, it was a this was a nice pickup.
I don't think
Um,
I think the only album from hers that I actually heard from top to bottom is Perfect Angel. But then
which
again, I own that album too though, so that's why. But I hear songs every or when she sampled, that's also. But I'll hear songs I'm like, damn, she got some bangers after banger after banger.
does. So when we get off of here, listen to Baby This Love I Have and let me know what you think. Cause I'm telling you, it's a vibe.
I'm gonna listen to that whole album because I need to clean anyways. I'll put this whole album, The Adventures in
Yes.
Paradise.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
put this whole album on.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. Cause I didn't know anything about this album either until I just picked it up. Cause I had Perfect Angel. And I was like, oh, let me pick up some more Minnie Riperton albums. And I came across this one and I picked it up and I fell in love with it immediately. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, you give me
Yep.
some music to listen to. I only know one song on this album. I'm looking at it right now, and
Hmm.
it's Inside My Love because it's a single.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to listen to this.
Okay, good. I love put people on the music. Um, so then I was gonna do another one next, but I'm gonna say that for last. This Gap Band album specifically.
Was that
I love
number?
Gap Band. This is
That's what,
number four.
4?
Yes. So this has Early in the Morning, Outstanding, and
Ooh,
You Dropped a Bomb on Me. But I also love I Can't Get Over You on here. So this is also a solid album run.
yeah.
um, Essential Cleaning Music, and I'm more of a funk girl anyway. So this is also a great album that I would take with me. Yeah, it's a good one. And I do like the inside too.
I love
But
when
yeah.
you can the artwork inside.
Yes, I am a true gatefold fan.
They,
I actually just started buying gatefold sleeves because I was tired of stuffing them into the regular sleeves. So
I don't even. People get mad, and I get it all the time. I don't have too many of my records in sleeves. And people be like, "You put them in sleeves." I'm like, "Listen, guys, I understand. Like, I have records in sleeves. I'm lazy. It's all
I
it
get it.
is. I'm
And sleeves aren't
lazy."
cheap.
No.
Yeah,
And then
they're
it takes
cheap.
so long because you gotta take them off, put them in sleeves. Like sometimes you gotta take some of the stuff out and like reorganize it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm taking care of my
No,
records. I'm not throwing them shits. Like,
now I will say I do love the convenience of just dipping my finger in here and pulling the record out. Because then you also don't risk damaging the album from taking it out and
yeah,
and all of that. And because I collect budget vinyl, a lot of them aren't in the best shape anyway. So putting them in here will protect them and make them last a little bit longer. So
I do have some and like I have the thing is too, I'm real lazy. I have sleeves. Like I have them, they're literally under I have the sleeves. I'm just like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do
now,
it tomorrow.
friend, put on a good show and just knock them sleeves out.
It takes too long. I have like five almost 500 records. So
Mm-hmm.
only like I would say 150 of them have sleeves. How
Mm-hmm.
long that's gonna take?
I do know because I just did mine. And I just alphabetized my collection. And matter of fact, I have a stack here of like probably 100 that I need to do. And I bought the sleeves, got the sleeves, but I need to sit down and do it. So trust
They
me, I know.
they need to make them sleeves cheaper. Them sleeves cost a lot. It'd be like too much for just like 100. I'm like, man, y'all.
Now, friend, since you have a big bulk of them that you still need to do, and I'm mad because I kept buying like real big bulk buys. So I kept buying it individually. There is a Hudson Hi-Fi has a pack of 250 outer and inner sleeves. For
Hold
like,
on. I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down.
yes, yes, because do learn from my mistakes. Um, Hudson Hi-Fi. I usually get it through Amazon if you shop on Amazon. They have a 250 pack. It'll come with I think it's 250 of the inner and outer sleeves. Now
Mm,
you got to look at the split, but it was only like 42 bucks. Meanwhile, or I think like at most when it wasn't on sale, it was like 60. Meanwhile, I was typically buying the 100 counts where it comes with 100 outer and inners,
yeah.
and it would be like $40, which isn't bad. But once I found out I could have gotten a larger bulk package, I was mad. But I didn't think that I was like backing up. I started with 87 records at the top of this year. I am now, what's cataloged in my Discogs is like 387.
Damn.
I have another like 100 or so right here
You know what though?
that
You get hauls though. You get like,
I do.
yeah, that's still a
Yeah,
lot though.
it is. And actually, I just bought another haul because I'm about to start selling records because I always find these really big hauls and I don't need, at this point, like I'm starting to get duplicates, blah, blah, blah. So I'm actually about to start selling records because this seems to be my favorite thing to do. So it's not going to stop. So I got to get rid of
Yeah.
these records. So yeah,
You should do like a little giveaway or something like that.
very true.
I'm thinking about doing because I once I hit 500, I gotta slow down. It's getting ridiculous.
It is.
I'm like, granted, I haven't went to, well, we're not that far into this month, but I haven't bought anything.
Mm,
Normally, when I get paid at the beginning of the month, I buy at least 5 records. I haven't bought
yeah,
anything. I'm proud of myself.
yeah,
Now, am I probably gonna buy something soon? Probably.
100%.
That's why like, people like they'll post like, "Oh, this is pre-order." I'll be like, "Damn, don't do that to me." Try to stop. I spend too
Yeah,
much money. Damn, you bought a lot of records this year.
yeah.
That's
Because
almost that's almost 200. That is 200.
no, I bought more than 200 because I started with 87. So I have 300 logs. I still have another like 100 here of that last haul that I just did that I have not
Damn.
added to Discogs or sleeved yet and don't have space for. But it's just like for instance, I'll find stuff where it's like 250 records for $100,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That's a good deal.
Exactly. So I'm like, it's hard. Like one of the biggest hauls I got, it was like two. I didn't count them all, but it was 200 something. I spent like 60 on. Like I just keep finding these big bulk hauls, so it's hard not to do it.
Were you getting on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, I keep trying to tell people that everyone's like, where do you find this up? Facebook Market. That's where I got these Betty Davis. It was in one of the hauls.
Damn, maybe I need to create a Facebook again.
I keep trying to tell people, but it's addicting. It is addicting. It's addicting. So
Because that is a big ass haul.
it is. And so now I'm gonna sell some of these. I a lot of them. I got a lot of them to sell actually. So yeah, yeah. But anyway, I'm yapping. So uh okay, last one. You ready for the last one?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I knew it. I knew it. I said it's gonna be Beyonce. I see. What is that? Renaissance behind you. So I said, oh, it's not
Renaissance is
Renaissance.
behind
I said it's
me.
not Renaissance.
It's not Renaissance, but Homecoming because one, it's historically significant. So she was the first Black woman to headline Coachella, right? And then because she has such an expansive career, I think this is probably one of the most complete performances at that time of her discography. And you know what? This was actually gifted to me, and at the time I wasn't heavily collecting, didn't too much care to have this. So someone gifted it to me, and like I just appreciate it so much more now because once I really reflected on like how historic that was, and just the fact that it does cover the breadth of her discography,
Yeah.
this is what I would carry. You know, love Renaissance Down, don't get me wrong, one of my favorite albums to date, and I love the tour, but this I think is more significant. So I would have to bring this.
I was like, I was like, it's gonna be Beyonce somewhere. I was like, you know what though? I was like, I don't have Homecoming.
You gotta get it.
I just don't see it for I don't. Okay, so I hate buying records online. So let me put that out there. I don't see it for the price that I'm like willing to pay. They be
Her.
taxed. Last time I saw it in the store, it was for 72.
Check this, Cox. I literally just checked it because I figured this might have been my most valuable, so I checked it today. I think you can get it for like 40 on
Okay,
Discogs.
that's pretty good actually.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah,
buying online, but I might have to for that one
I
because
get it.
I need that one. I like live albums. I like the sound of it.
Hmm.
It sounds so good. Like, but is that your favorite Beyonce? What's your favorite album from her?
My favorite before Renaissance, it was Lemonade and self-titled. It really goes back and forth
Hmm.
between those two. But I love Screaming Beyonce. So that's why Lemonade was kind of my favorite. Because I love when she be screaming. And Don't Hurt Yourself. Oh. If Don't Hurt Yourself is giving any kind of idea what this third album is gonna be like, baby, I'm sad. I'm sad and I can't wait.
Hmm.
Um, so I would say right now Renaissance because I do think that it was perfectly dropped during the pandemic. And it was during a personal renaissance of my own in my life. Um, and I don't want to get into all that backstory, but it was a personal renaissance for myself. And I feel like it was so affirming. There are a couple of tracks on that album that immediately went on my affirmations playlist. And it's just such a feel good moment. And the concert itself felt like church.
Yeah.
Like to be in community with all those people that had such an appreciation, that were so bought into the theme of the Renaissance tour. Um, and I don't know, it was just so it invoked so much joy. And it's an album that I kid you not, my earbuds was like, "Girl, are you okay?" Because it was like you just keep playing this album over and over, actually. And it was definitely in my Spotify Wrapped as either number one or number two. Can't remember. Probably number one. But yeah. What about you? What's your favorite Beyonce album?
My favorite is B-Day. Um, B-Day has so many bangers on there. People be sleeping. That is so many bangers on B-Day. Now, I think the best
Uh,
is probably self-titled. My favorite is B-Day. Like
mhm.
that album, just the flow. That album actually, it sounds so loud on my speakers. I always have to cut it down.
Oh
I,
wow.
I don't know
She
how
be
that.
yelling. She
I was
is
like, I'd
yelling
be like,
at
oh,
us.
I feel like you be shaking and shit. I'd be like, I gotta like call. I'm in an apartment. I can't be doing all this. Like,
Correct.
I love
Correct.
that album though. Like, there's so many songs. I have memories attached to it too. So,
That's also fair. And I would, you know what's so funny is I was not a Beyonce fan at the album. The album that converted me into Beyonce fandom was Four.
that's my.
It was not B.
Actually, let me take that. Four is actually my favorite.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I've been on B Day lately. Like,
it's great because
but
Kitty Cat resurfaced. I
Kitty
think that's
Cat,
what did it.
Get Me Bodies on there.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Four because four has Love on Top.
Hmm.
Is parties on four?
Yes.
Yeah, four is the best. Love on
That's
Top is
what I'm saying. That's when I converted because at first I was just like, I don't get the Beyonce hype. Like I was still very young. I liked Destiny's Child, but I did not like Beyonce at that time. But Four was what really did it. I can appreciate B Day now within her discography as a fan, but it did not hit for me when it came out.
the album that don't hit for me is Sasha Fierce.
Oh, all day. All day. I did not like that era.
I
Sorry.
did not. I don't gotta be careful what I say about Beyonce. People
I
would
love her now.
I went to Beyonce. I seen Beyonce. We went
Correct.
I went to the Renaissance tour out here because we're like the themes of the albums, like obviously like it's focusing on the queer community and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I've never been to a concert out here in the Bay Area where I was like, this shit is amazing. Like, 'cause the
Hmm.
people there, they're there because they like really love Beyonce. And then you also have
Yeah.
the theme. So like these people are impacted. I'm like, this is amazing.
Hmm.
And I had some good seats. I paid a good penny. You feel me?
Always. Always.
I dropped like 500 each on them tickets.
Yep.
Paid a good penny, you
But
know.
it was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was
At
worth
the
it.
person I went with is my ex now, so I kind of
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
we were together for a while, so it's cool.
Yeah.
But it was that concert. One, she gave us a show. It was like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
2.5 hours. Like who doing that? 2.5 hours. Um, she started off with Dangerously in Love.
Mm.
I said, oh, I was a little chills on my body. I said, this is like I wasn't always a fan of Beyonce. And it's because of my sister. Um, she's annoying. She
Okay.
but like it wasn't Beyonce, it was my sister. I was just like, you are like making this so hard for me to enjoy this music.
Right.
Because the talent is there. You know what I'm saying? I remember when she dropped what was it, Crazy in Love, that video?
Oh
It was
yeah.
on loop for me. I was a young boy at the time.
Hmm. Yes.
You
Yes.
understand? That video did a
Yeah.
lot.
I'm sure.
My little sister though, she's like, I have never met a Beyonce fan like her. She's not like gonna fight you over Beyonce, but if you say something about Beyonce, you
Hmm.
better stand on it because she got every fact possible. You better be on your stuff because she gonna respond. She
Yeah.
has facts on her side. Like,
I ain't mad at her.
so I'm like, all right, like if I want to trigger her, I know how to do it. It's like Beyonce ain't all that, and
Oh,
she would lose her mind if she pissing me off.
see.
I know how to do it. But at this point, I have all Beyonce albums on. I'm looking at it. I have all her CDs. I have Cowboy Carter, Renaissance, and
Mhm.
B Day, and Lemonade.
Mhm.
I don't know if any of the other ones were even pressed on vinyl.
Beyonce is on vinyl.
Is it?
Self-titled, yeah. Self-titled is on vinyl. Because here's the thing, is I don't really have a lot in my collection. Because I don't know if you saw, but I just did a vinyl challenge by decade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because after I bought all those, I had them sorted by decade. I was like, that's how I'm going to do my vinyl challenge. So as you can see, like my 90s to 2000s cut, because it's expensive. Like, and it's because I've gotten into the budget fine. I'm like, you know how many records I can get for $40? I'm not buying nothing new right now. So now I'm like, all right, let's chill on the budget and let's start getting some of these albums. So there are a lot that I want. The Solange's, Beyonce's discography, um, like I said, all of Kendrick's. There are some of the Tyler the Creator albums, there are very few modern albums that I really feel deserve a pressing.
Mm,
Honestly, personally, I don't believe that everything needs to be on wax.
I agree with
Uh,
that.
yeah, some things I might get the CD because I did just buy a 5 disc CD changer. I'll get the CD, but you're not getting wax money out of me. Not at these prices because I don't think some of the albums are worth it.
Some albums I don't think are. I think these. I just recorded an episode on this. I think these record companies are taking advantage of the vinyl boom that's happening, like the vinyl renaissance, I call it.
Yep.
Because some of these albums, I'm like, this album wasn't all that when it came out. You know, I'm like, I am old enough to remember when this album came out. It didn't do well. I'm like, yeah, it got a hit song, but the album was booty cheeks.
Yeah.
So some of these albums that they're pressing on vinyl, I'm like, we don't need that. Like, it costs
No.
$40 for this. I don't need that. Like, I need a
Yeah.
lot of the 2000s R&B. Like I need some more music. Soul Child,
Mm-hmm.
Marie will always. I love Marie, so I need that first album. I needed that album a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I need that 2000s R&B, but that's also like my when I'm growing up, so that's nostalgia. But a lot of the
100%.
stuff now, I'm like, we don't need this. We really
Especially on
don't.
pre-order. Like y'all, some of y'all are not consistent enough in y'all's artistry for me to sign up for a pre-order on this
Hell
vinyl.
no, I don't like
No,
pre-orders.
not at all. Sorry.
There's only a
Sorry.
few people who can get me with a pre-order. It's Kendrick,
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce, because I did that with her. Who
Mm-hmm.
else? J. Cole. I'll probably buy anything J. Cole because I'm a big J. Cole fan.
Okay.
Shoot, that's probably it because I don't have to pre-order Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye. I
Right.
can just go get them.
Maybe Robert Glasper. Robert Glasper, Terrence Martin.
But I don't have to pre-order that stuff. That stuff is always available. Oh, I'm in Cali. I see
Right.
Robert
I'm like,
Glasper.
you know.
I see Robert Glasper all the time. I see Terrence Martin all the time. Like any of them, to be honest. Dinner Party, Kamasi Washington, Ninth
Yes.
Wonder. If I see anything, I'm probably gonna spin it. Um,
100%.
but some stuff though, I'm like, I don't need a Travis Scott album press on. We don't need that. We don't need
No.
that.
No.
We don't need Utopia or whatever. For what? So,
It's
like,
not. He wasn't that good.
you know, I will say, since you're trying to get like Solange, you
Mm-hmm.
can find Solange. Like, if you're comfortable buying online, you can find it pretty cheap, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not that
Yeah.
first album, because that first album was like a record store day release. But a seat at the
That
table you can get.
that makes sense because it's expensive as hell.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
got it. I got it as a. I got it on. I wasn't. It wasn't a record store day. It was just sitting there at the store. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna buy that." Um, it's like Red and stuff like that. It's a good album. Obviously, it's Solange.
Yeah.
But like, I paid more for that album than I paid for a seat at the table and was it When I Get Home or whatever it's called?
Hmm.
I paid more for the first album than both of those albums combined,
I can see that.
which is crazy.
I can see that. Yeah.
That's crazy though. They taking advantage of people. They're taking advantage of people. The
Especially with all
nostalgia.
these represses and the color pressings. Like I'm not super pressed for the color pressings personally. I see a lot of things getting repressed and like, translucent and all that. Like there's a couple Brandy albums that I want, and I've seen some recent pressings. I'm just like, I personally don't feel like the quality is as good. And it's pretty and whatnot, but like I'd rather have the original press.
Yeah, 100%. I would rather. Um, it's very rare to be honest to find like original pressings of like those of like Brandy or anybody because it's all gonna be like newly albums. They sound different though.
Yeah.
Like the sound quality is complete. I don't know what it is. I don't make records, so I don't put it on wax. I can't tell you what it is, but they do sound different.
Mhm.
I don't know why they sound so different. It might be because like they're making it faster and like cheaper, but I don't know. They sound different. I don't
Yeah.
like it. Some of these albums they sound like they're made for like Spotify.
That's what I've been hearing. Who was it? What is his name? He just did a video about it. But then a lot of these aren't mastered for vinyl. They're mastered for digital, right?
Hmm.
And so when they press it on vinyl, it doesn't sound as good because it's not sufficiently mastered. And I really want to start getting into stuff like that because I haven't gotten that deep into vinyl yet to like really explore it. Like I do want to learn a little bit more about the printing presses and all of that. Um, but yeah, like I said, some stuff I just get on CD because one, the vinyls are too expensive. If the vinyl is $50 or more, I'm going to find the CD personally. Like I got Never Say Never by Brandy on CD. Hey man, I got it for $2 at the Goodwill.
Oh, that's
Okay,
great.
it was, and that's what I'm going to stick to because I just don't. That's bills. Those are bills, and I love it. But if the quality is not really there, you're charging an arm and a leg for it. I'm gonna get the CD, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
rock with that. Yeah.
I get that. I 100% get that. See, the thing is, I've been collecting for a minute, and they weren't as expensive as they are now. I started in
Mm-hmm.
2015,
Oh wow.
but I wasn't like as active as I am now because I wasn't making as much, and I was still in college. But like, I was getting records for like $10, $15,
Yeah.
brand new records, mind you. Now,
Mm-hmm.
good luck,
Exactly.
good luck. But is there anything you want to say before I close out?
Um, Follow me on IG and TikTok.
Oh yeah, give all that, give all that.
Okay, so on IG, I'm Lonnie Boo, but it's three O's because apparently everybody is Lonnie Boo. And on TikTok, I'm actually four O's. So find me on TikTok. I talk about more than just vinyls. I do have plants that I neglect that will eventually be on there. Some other things. But right now we're hyper focusing on the vinyl. Thank you again for inviting me on here, Jamal. I had a blast. Love talking music with music folks. And yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming on. This has been Pressing Matters. I've been your host, Jamal, and we'll be back next time.